Alright, push button again. Alright, we got it.
I'm just gonna start.
You're starting?
Yeah.
Sounds good. You can see us all, yeah. We're good.
All right.
So what is our topic on, just so she knows?
We're gonna have to list that to her. Sorry.
I believe it's, our topic's on plastic and the environment. Basically, I'm doing about animals, how it affects them, just basic fun facts, interesting stuff. What are you doing?
Doing the production of plastic.
And I'm talking about the industry. And the plastics industry has created unlimited uses for plastics, such as the bottles we drink from, the plastic bags we use in grocery stores, and pretty much everything else that you see in the grocery store is pretty much petroleum-based or natural gas-based. And but its production and disposal contribute to an array of environmental problems. First of all, plastic doesn't biodegrade, and that's a really bad start. But the plastics have helped to a point. We get products around the world safely, and none of them get contaminated that we've heard of, and it's protected and safe. But the plastics industry represents a substantial portion of the American workforce also. But various safety health concerns come into play during and after production. Celluloid appeared at a time when our country was changing into an industrial economy. And celluloid is the first man-made plastic. We once made our own products. Now we are eating, drinking, and wearing things that come from a factory instead of things that we've made in our homes or just together as a team. There are many ways for waste to get lost from its properly disposed and recycled friends. From the production process to the disposal, toxins can be released into the ground, into the air, from the process of making it, and from the disposal of it, just from sitting in fields and just getting into groundwater. But our goal is to not use plastics in the first place. We need to just find an alternative.
Alternative. Okay, so basically I did, since 1950, that's when like plastic started becoming more popular. And it says we've used 260 million tons of plastic each year, and most of the plastic in the ocean, 60 to 80% of it is plastic-based. The longevity of plastics, like Ethan said, is up to 1,000 years, depending on diapers, containers, whatever. And basically, if they sit in landfills, they leach, and the toxins go down into the ground and affect our groundwater, causing, what's up?
Sit up.
Sit up? Oh yeah, this is still so small. There we go, is that better?
Yep.
Yeah, you can see
All right.
it. All right. Good catch. So basically, it affects us by drinking the groundwater and more like the animals and the environment. Basically, the current mass packaging system that like our industry has, whether you go and buy, give me an example, scissors. You got plastic that like contains a product, then you got the cardboard on the back that you can recycle, but there's just so much plastic on every little thing that it's unsustainable and not acceptable. Now, by avoiding the use of short-lived applications of plastic, we can make our environment better and safer. Now, basically, I like to tie these together. I did the BP oil spill. Basically, we need demand for plastic petroleum, so that's why we were drilling so heavily offshore. That led to a huge oil spill with like 2,000 gallons leaking every hour, or I think it was a minute, she said. 2,000 gallons every minute, wiped out the whole coastline. All these animals got covered in it. Just terrible chain of events. So basically what we can do is just refuse to buy bad packaging, single-use labels, like plastic bags and bottles. Now, a funny thing that I saw was they said stop using plastic straws even in restaurants. If you must, carry a reusable stainless steel or glass straw, which I've never seen, but that'd be pretty interesting. And then another thing that whales and anything that eats, a whale sucks up a ton of water, anything in it, so they mistake plastic bags for jellyfish. So, let me see, what's his name? They actually named a couple of animals, bird whale. So basically, I don't understand that, but they found 6 square meters of plastic in this whale's stomach. And now what happens is when the whale dies, obviously it floats to the bottom of the ocean, whatever. other things eat it, but the plastic stays, and eventually that stomach gets cut open and the plastic floats back up to whatever, the environment, the surface. Other animals eat it, so that plastic's just getting recycled and killing more and more animals. Now, they also had Pete the pelican, which was found dead in Kiama. He ate 17 plastic bags, and they actually stuffed him and put him like at the Fitzroy's Falls. And they told, you know, any tourists how he died, why he died, just the causes and like the problems of plastic and the ocean population or pollution. And then 50% of all sea turtles eat plastic just because they think it's food. Let's see what else we got. Starbone, touchdown. And then we can reduce waste by buying in bulk. I did that refrigerator article for the weekly assignment. Basically, the refrigerator lets us get the 2-for-1 deals, lets us buy more food that used to be perishable. Now we can like prolong that. So if we buy in bulk, we save the packaging, and we will decrease the waste of unnecessary plastics. Now, I said reuse. It's very easy, especially being a college student. You don't want to do dishes. Go to Walmart, buy paper plates, plastic utensils, whatever, one-use things. But it's better to just buy plates. It's cheaper. Run them through the dishwasher, do the load.
Even though it's easier.
Even though it's easier. And then, most importantly, recycle. We had that guy from Waste Management tell us. Actually, from now on, like, I drink a lot of Gatorade, so I did like he said you can't, like, if the cap's on the Gatorade bottle, it's good, but if it's not, they can't, like, recycle those caps. Every time I'm done drinking, I screw it on and throw it, or recycle it. And then, let's see, we read many plastics in our recycle and accident loss in waterways. And then educate with a smile. So don't preach to others about why we should, like, recycle, just kind of educate them, tell them where it's going, what happens if we don't recycle.
All right. Well, I did production of plastic. Plastics are derived from organic products. The materials used in the production of plastics are natural products such as cellulose, coal, natural gas, salt, and of course crude oil. Crude oil is a complex mixture of thousands of compounds. To become useful, it must be processed. This distillation process involves the separation of heavy crude oil into lighter groups called fractions. Each fraction is a mixture of hydrocarbon chains, which are chemical compounds made up of carbon hydrogen, and they differ in terms of size and structure of their molecules. There are many different types of plastics, and they can be grouped in, but they are mostly grouped into two main polymer families. Thermoplastics, which are soften on heating and then harden again on cooling, and thermosets, which never soften when they have been molded. The pros of thermosets are they're more resistant to high temperatures than thermoplastics, highly flexible design, thick to thin wall capabilities, and they're cost efficient. But the cons of thermosets are they cannot be recycled, more difficult to surface finish, and they cannot be remodeled or reshaped. Thermoplastics pros are they're highly recyclable, which is a good thing. They have superior finishes. They're high impact resistance, so they don't bend easily. Eco-friendly manufacturing, which is always a good sign. It doesn't create a lot of pollution to manufacture them. But the cons are they're more expensive, so it's going to be less like probability for people to buy them based on the cost.
Incentive to buy.
Incentive to buy. And they can melt if heated, which is also not a good thing.
Hold on.
Yep.
What are we at, 920? I think that's pretty good. I think the Samsbury will like that. What do you use, one button it?